The background on our situation was we were living in our old house, which was here on this property for about 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
1955 Rambler.
It was 1955 Rambler. It was before both of the kids were born. And great house, great neighborhood. We knew we didn't want to go far. We didn't really want to move. But the house was just getting small for us. We started looking at options, and you know, moving was one of them. But really, like I said, we wanted to stay put. So doing construction on the property ended up being.
We kept looking at houses.
Yeah, we kept looking at houses.
And finding things that we didn't like about these houses because they didn't talk to us. They didn't have what we wanted, the specific things we wanted in a house.
That's when we met Keri. We were very confused.
Yeah.
We met Keri and said, we've talked to 5 different builders. We don't understand the process. We don't know how to get started. And we said, we're like 2 years out. And Keri said, okay. And she kind of sat down with us, grounded us, and told us, introduced us to a couple builders based on, what she thought we were looking to do. And she was right on as far as the type of house we wanted. All 3 builders, were good options, but ultimately we went with Saxena based on his standards. He's
had standard and also his finishes. That's kind of what caught our eye, was the finishes in the house, the little touches that he included. We definitely wanted something that had a forever home, so something that we would be in for a long time, but also fit our needs of now. So after thinking that we were 2 years out, and after talking to Keri, a few months later,
we signed the contract.
We started the process.
Yeah. So here we are.
We kind of fell into Keri, which is an awesome way of saying it. We were lost. We didn't know what we were doing. The process was very scary. And we were at an open house that Keri happened to also be at, and overheard my husband and I, Pete and I, talking about how we can't find what we want. It just doesn't exist. And she came in and says, yeah, it does, but I probably can help you find it. And she sure did. She guided us in the right direction, guided us to the right builder that matched what we needed, held our hand during a lot of it, because in the beginning, there's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts, and her team laid all those pieces out and made every bit manageable. So it was a good fit for us.
Absolutely. And Keri's a great kind of mediator, because anytime you're doing something as large of a process as building a house from scratch, there's always bumps in the road, good and bad. And Keri was always there. I would panic about something and I'd call her and she'd say, no problem, we'll figure it out. And sure enough, we end up figuring it out. So can't say enough about her and her team. And the kids, as we drive around town, see her ads and they go, look, Miss Keri's on the bus. Look, Miss Keri's on the metro signs. Right, guys?
So she always became a part of the process with us. It wasn't just something that you did in the beginning with her and then, it was a typical realtor where you just let it go and then you're done with the house. She's still involved. We have already moved in, we're done. And she's still involved with it. It's still something that she represents. And that means a lot, that she's part of the community, she's part of the house. So it's something that you just don't sign and walk away from. It's a relationship.
In the process, we met with a lot of builders, and then Keri kind of focused us on 3 that she thought fit the mold of what we were looking for. And ultimately, Saxena's homes, a lot of the things that he did in his standard model were what caught our eye. The doors, for instance, and his architect that we met with was fantastic, because we sat with her and said, there's a lot of things that we want to change, that we found ideas from other places and we want to incorporate them into the base model, and there was never a no. We had met with other builders, and there was one builder in particular that said, no, we just really can't figure that out, it won't work. And when we met with Saxena and the architect, they said, no, you know what, we'll figure it out. And they played and they pushed, and they ultimately came up with a plan that was exactly what we wanted.
It was almost a perfect fit. Walking around with Keri to other open houses and other builders, the things that we would know that we wanted and see that we wanted, Keri said, I know a builder that does that. And every time it was the same builder each time that says, no, he does that. This one does that. So it was everything we specifically honed in on. It was something that Saxena does specially. That's what makes him Saxena. And it was the little things in the house.
And the options, the opportunity. There was never a no. So
and we gave some curveballs.
Yeah, we did a fish tank. We did the steam showers. We did the outdoor room. All these things that were a little, and some of them were a little outside the box and even far into Saxena. But he said, look, I'll get the right team. Everything came to fruition, and now we're like living the dream.
Hi, Peter and Katie. We were so thrilled to work with you throughout the process.
We hope you have many happy years in your new home.
Congratulations.
It's so beautiful.